Hello, 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 and welcome to another very exciting episode of VFX and Chill. How you doing, Seth?
Hashi, I'm so good. I'm really good. I'm really
Ah,
good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. And as you all may know, this is a show where Seth and I get together and live attempt to put together some visual effects from TV shows, movies, and things like that. But today we
Or
have
the internet?
something very exciting. Yes, we are creating memes out of trending videos. So this will
Hashi, have you ever done
100%
anything like this before?
never. No, actually, my entire Action Movie Dad Twitter presence is mostly to see videos that I think are deserving of a visual effects treatment and trying to mess with them. So sometimes, just sometimes videos come along online that are just so, what would we say? They're
Weird,
weird.
unsettling,
Memeable.
Yes.
irredeemable. Is that what you said?
I said memeable, but
Memeable.
I made it a little more intense, didn't I?
I would say redeemable. This is a video that is redeemable.
Oh, that voice, by the way, that disembodied voice, is our good
Hey.
pal Michael, the great Michael in the sky.
Absolutely. Michael knows all, he knows the past, present, and future of things. And so,
And Michael's the one who hears your voices and sees your comments and tells us the ones that really matter. So,
yes.
know.
So if he doesn't mention you, I mean, it's cool. That's not on us. I would mention every single one of you.
yes, me too. Because Hashi and I love you.
All right.
Oh, yeah, I'm soulless librarian.
Soulless librarian floating. All right. Speaking of soulless,
Okay.
quantum
So
of soulless,
quantum of
we
Solus.
have this clip here. Well, hang on. Let's talk about who gave this to us.
All right. Yeah. Let me pull up about all of that info. Okay. So.
Here's Hashi Zoom sign in. All right.
All right.
God,
let's.
what is this? What even is the
I-
context for this?
So, if you weren't feeling, patriotic this morning, we hope that now you are. I'm quickly trying to search for where was this shared? And
It was.
I had it all pulled up and everything. This is going so well, everybody.
Well, so I'll just describe the clip for those who may not be able to see it at home. Those listening in on the radio. This is a clip of one of our nation's finest heroes, Mark Zuckerberg. Barf. This is Mark Zuckerberg riding on. I'm not familiar with the technology involved here.
I mean,
is
I
there
see
like
a-
a mechanical shark underneath that he is attached to? Is that attached
I
to a
wouldn't be
submarine?
surprised. I mean, if there's someone who could do it.
a boat?
It's basically a hydrofoil. It's an electric-powered hydrofoil.
You just-
This little
You
motor.
describe that
there.
with words I don't know. Sorry. What was that? A hydra what?
Basically, there's a little motor and a little fin under the water, basically, and it's an electric-powered scooter thingy. But since everything is happening underwater, there's very little wake happening up top, other than what that little rod is cutting through.
Gotcha. So
Wait,
the
so
the visible
that's
wake
not attached to a
is
boat?
from who's filming them. Excellent. I figured that this was somehow tethered to something, but it's not apparently. So the
So
re-
it's like a segue for the water, essentially.
VFX Plus asks what time it is there. VFX Plus, we are in multiple time zones.
Yeah,
yes,
it's 12 o'clock for me.
yes, it is 10 o'clock for me. Here on the
So
Pacific
weirdly, it's
Coast.
Tuesday for me next week.
That's
Don't think too hard
that's
about
remarkable.
that
I like that. Well,
Anyway,
so-
this clip was sent to us by
Matthew Law. So,
Look at that.
yeah, random thought, but maybe the next VFX and Chill could involve this clip and either an ID4, that's Independence Day for your children,
Day.
mashup, or an apocalyptic hellscape set extension. Just a thought. And not only did Matthew take the time to send us this clip, which was trending on Twitter, check this out.
He also sent a SpongeBob thing. He rotoed
He
it. for
wrote
us.
it and sent us an After Effects project. So
And the whole internet, really. If you all find that, you can download it for yourself too. Matthew, will you please do us the honor of doing all of our roto every week from now on?
Thank you so much for agreeing in absentia.
Saying yes. Thank you much for definitely saying yes.
We appreciate it. So, Seth, let me show you real quick what we are starting with today. Let's see. I'm going to pull up my screen for a second.
Yeah, Michael.
Hey, Michael. Michael.
Hello.
So we have this clip, but we have not just this clip. We also have Mark rotoed out, as well
also
as
Mark. Oh, hi, Mark.
That's the title right there. So we've got Mark. We've got the flag as a separate element, and just because we could, we also had our friend Phil take a pass at giving us the background without Mark. So this exact After Effects file, along with a couple of interesting guide nulls, we decided to throw in a null where his board is, a null at the base of the flag and the top of the flag. Just a nice couple of reference starting points to play around with. So if you want to take a look at the chat, there's a link right there. If anyone wants to download this and make their own Markified, memeified marks, or whatever you want to call them, you can play the home game with us, and please get those online, post them, and share them. We would love to see what you all choose to do with them. Yeah. So there's all sorts of things we can do here.
Please continue to just submit pre-rotoed shots to us on a regular basis.
Yeah, I will say that.
Also, I'd like to also just we mentioned "Oh Hi Mark" should be the title. Just I want to go on record saying it should be called "Oh Why Mark" because this clip I really don't understand. It's not to explain a joke, but I'm going to ask this question: Why? Why does this exist? Like, what was this for?
Well, exactly? This was posted with. Yeah. Oh, Michael might have an explanation.
Oh, yes. I was just going to say, as Mark Zuckerberg is potentially not human. This is an AI's idea of what a rich billionaire would do if he were patriotic.
That sounds.
No, he genuinely posted this as of July 4th. Hi, I'm a human sort of post. And
there's a not to bash too much on Zuckerberg, but it's definitely what I'm going to do. There was a round of photos like a couple years ago of Mark Zuckerberg hanging out with just everyday Americans, like with the truck drivers and with other folks, and somebody on Twitter geniusly said he looks like a robot learning to be a human, and it's 500% true if you look at the photos. It is such a good description.
What an interesting human, and so amazing.
What are you gonna do, Hash? I know what I'm gonna do.
So I have an idea. I like that we have him on this little hoverboardy looking thing, so I think I'm going to try something Back to the Future related. And also, I would love for people to throw in ideas to the comments, because I feel like we've got a lot of, we've got some stuff done on this already, which is great. So we can try to throw whatever we can at it. So throw in ideas.
Also, did you get, so by the way, I woke up this morning, everybody, with this After Effects project file that Hashi built in the Dropbox, which just what a wonderful person Hashi is. So I just want everyone to know Hashi will do your roto and tracking for you for free as a friend.
For free.
So that's the Hashi Promise by Seth Worley. I did a really rough, really vague 3D track of the scene also, just so we could place things on top of the water and such, and shared that with you, Hash. And I'm going to use that sequence in my After Effects project file. Well, okay, so I'm going to be doing something separate, parallel. You'll be doing Back to the Future.
Yes. So
I've got this 3D track scene with some nulls. You can't see them because I made them darker colored, but they are a bunch of gray nulls here for the water, for the trees, and they're labeled. But I also went and did these pre-matted plates.
What?
They're in the project file I shared with you if you want them. The thing is, they don't line up perfectly with the background. They kind of slip a little bit. but they're real good. If you do but it doesn't matter if you do a sky replacement.
That's perfect. Yeah,
they'll work great.
So yeah, one of the fun things about this is that right now we are in the realm of memes, which have a wide variety of production values. I like making ones with just overly complicated and stupid levels of production design. But you could cut this out in MS Paint and end up with something phenomenal that is more shareable than something I spend hours on. So I would love to see you all grab this. Hashtag VFX and chill if you would. Because we would love to see...
VFX and chill if you would.
Yeah.
No, VFX and chill is the tag. Don't add if you would at the end.
It's madness.
Sam requests making his leg bionic and connecting it to the board and make the water and sky purple.
Water and sky purple.
Those are some suggestions we have so far received.
Lovely. Well, look at this. I'll let's see. I can definitely just throw in some toner to just the background and then do whatever the heck I want with it. So we can. There we go. I'm gonna call this the Purpleberg version.
So that's great.
Like, look how amazing that is already. Like, that's bizarrely.
It already looks ridiculous.
It's so just the roto.
This is honestly Mark Zuckerberg's best contribution to the world. I would argue is this clip.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I love it. All right, amazing. So okay, we got a spaceship flying around in the background. Dolphins. Oh man, I love these suggestions coming in. So Seth, let me know if I'm gonna flip back to you if you'd like to describe what you were up to right there.
Yes. So I had that 3D. I had this 3D scene. Basically the rough camera tracked version. I made its own comp, its own pre-comp, and I turned all the plate stuff into guide layers, so they won't show up when I drag and drop into the main comp. And I'm just going to be duplicating this one I labeled 3D OG. I'm going to duplicate it anytime I want to do like a 3D element as its own thing, and then drop it into the main comp, and so it'll be its own 2D layer to be able to use in the Supercomp later. So right now I'm going to start putting some ash and fire and ember. I really want him to be surfing on lava or doing whatever he's doing in lava, and I want to light everything on fire. It's a little cliche, and it's actually one of the things Matthew Law recommended or suggested. But I think it could be fun. I'm going to use particular for the ash falling. I'm going to try using mirror. I don't use mirror a lot. I'm going to try using mirror for the lava.
Ooh, fun.
And then my thing I'm most excited about that I think should work really well. I'm going to use form to scatter some flames and lava geyser like splurts or whatever, like it was a bad word to use, splurts, some volcanic splurts all throughout the background across the water, and then some smoke and stuff in the background. I would love something specific though to separate it out and not just be
not generic apocalypse. Wait, say again. I'm sorry.
Well, I'd love an idea of how to make it just specifically not just Zuck in a volcano, Zuck, celebrating America while it burns.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, since Hashi's doing a movie thing, I mean, there's a fairly famous movie that's got some lava in it.
I'm not familiar with it. What film?
Oh, would it help if I went dun dun dun?
I'm sorry,
dun,
Star
dun,
Trek
dun,
Into
dun,
Darkness. That's what you're talking about, right?
No.
Yeah.
You had it the first time.
Star Trek 3: The Search for Spock.
No.
Think more,
okay. Think more war.
Think more your initials.
Oh yeah.
Star Trek.
We're close.
I'm just not familiar.
So
nothing's
close.
coming to mind. At least nothing. Nothing's coming to mind. I'll keep thinking on it.
All right, you think on that. I'm going to switch over and let you know what I'm up to. I have an idea that I think will come together fast. Look at this.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Beautiful still. This is Hill Valley 2015. So in the past, this is so weird.
You picked the most Seth Worley thing to do, and you guys are trying to rope me into doing the most Hashi
see how that worked? Look at that. Okay. I think I'm going to do a quick and dirty version because I want to try some of these other user suggestions too. So what I'm doing is I've loaded up this image. I'm going to quickly, as I can, just shift select all the humans in it and also this lamppost. Anything that kind of, let's see. I'm just removing all this stuff that, ought to be moving or whatever, those people in the background I will leave. I'm going to use one of my favorite tricks, which is just bending this whole piece of this whole photo in half right around here. So I'll have a background 3D card and a foreground kind of 3D plane, but it's just going to be a couple layers. I'm going to do this. I'm going to duplicate out the characters a little bit like that. And then I'm going to also go to my background. I'll take those same pixels that I just had a moment ago. Select those pixels, and then we'll have our friend Content Aware fill these in. So let's go Edit, Content Aware Fill. Oh, come now. I'm on the wrong layer. All right. Edit, Content Aware Fill, and Apply. And look at that. A beautiful job removing all the characters from that. And now I'm going to grab just a couple of these layers, and I'm going to select just a few little bits. I'm going to grab Marty in the foreground here. I'm using the, whoops, I'm on the wrong layer again. We'll save this there. All right, I'm using the selection brush, and I'm just going to try to see if I can get Marty selected here. Seth, you just holler out.
Oh, I'm just doing some boring Ash stuff. I'll tell you when I do something fun.
All right. I'm trying to use my tablet awkwardly while staying on camera. Oh, no. Okay. So here's Marty. And that's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. So I'm going to duplicate out Marty right here, so I have that layer. And then I'm going to also grab this lamppost, because it's a very obvious object. Let me see if I just try selecting it like that, and then alt selecting the edges there. I really do like all of these little cheats that After Effects and Photoshop have been adding over the years, because I really like that I can use this object selection thing and get a pretty great result. Let me just call this the lamppost. You're all going to love this effect. This is going to be fun. All right, so there's a lamppost. I'll save this as a Photoshop file, and I'm going to bring it into here. Just holler, Seth, if you need me. And Michael, let us know if anyone has some
I'm doing anything interesting.
Exciting stuff. All right, one of my favorite tricks here. Let's try this. Footage. We're going to bring in... Where did I save that? All right. Whenever you bring in a Photoshop file, always be sure to check composition, retain layer sizes. After Effects is all about efficiency of pixel bits. So check this out. We have the background file, and I'm just going to throw it here behind everything. Look, we're done. Oh, man, I love it. Okay, so my favorite trick. I'm going to turn this to a 3D layer, like that. I'm going to adjust the anchor point of it, pressing Y there. I'm putting the anchor point right there. You see, right, let me zoom in, right kind of where the ground is touching right there. And then I'm going to duplicate this whole layer. And then I'm going to rotate this copy to be flat. Whoopsie. Switch to the actual rotation tool. I don't know why I don't use the hotkeys to switch between things. So look, that's at -90 now. So if you can imagine, from this view, we basically are just folding the whole image in half. It's a really lousy trick, but it works well in some circumstances, especially if you add something like a camera. And now look at this. Now I can kind of move around this little set just a bit. I'm going to stretch out the ground.
I'm just tuning in. Did you just freaking camera project? Oh no, you're doing
so it's just two copies of this same image. I'm doing no distortion or tricks or anything, but
you're brilliant.
I get a lot of capital out of just that little bit of parallax. So what if I moved my camera like this at the beginning and then set some keyframes there and then went like, I'm going to go 4 seconds in because 8 seconds is going to be a very slow speed. Watch this. We'll just move our camera all the way over to here. Just slightly matching the angle. Oh man, okay. Before I play anything back, I kind of want to get rid of the bottom of the board.
Yeah.
So
you masked it, didn't you?
I masked the board.
Beautiful beast.
So I have an idea. I'm going to use... Let me fill this shape with black.
Why don't we have a red giant hoverboard plugin yet?
Well, what we do have is Universe Long Shadow. And I'm going to apply Long Shadow like this. I'm going to turn the shadow to white. Long Shadow features highly in our title elements for the show. So Long Shadow, as you can tell, is basically this amazingly projected shadow. This is an effect I end up needing all the time, and I'm not even going to use it for its visual qualities. Right now, I'm going to use this as a Luma mat for Zuck and his board. So I haven't decided on the flag yet, if I want him to hold on to the flag or not. Do we want the flag, chat? Anyway, if I put the board shape right here...
Now, I mean, for now, it's just such a weird, like, until you can replace it with something, I'd keep it for
That's
now.
a good point. All right. I'll change this to an inverted Luma mat, and if all goes well... Hey! Everything below the board is getting erased. So we're erasing the fin of that.
All right, you just got to shadow it now.
Oh, perfect. Okay, we have a... I'll make a duplicate of my...
There's some sort of reflection or shadow tool.
Wait, I'll make my board shape.
Wait, are you about to use long shadow?
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use a very exciting plugin of... You know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to do any of that.
I do actually know exactly what you're going to do.
I'm going to try this. Drop shadow. Distance, that much. Softness, that much. Distance.
Because you should keep the flag, but make it be a VFX and chill flag.
Shadow. Okay, VFX and chill flag.
Yeah, that'll be easy. Easily just, track the surface of that flag. Oh, but we can mask the flag out, obviously, and do.
Okay. Should we add in people? All right, we got our lamppost. Hello, lamppost. How you doing? That's a...
I think you might want to switch to Seth fairly soon. Because I know he's working on some lava, and lava is always fun.
Wait, Seth, tell us what you were up to.
Hello, Michael.
Hello, Michael.
I have a very rough...
what the heck is that?
Going here with lava. So I've got my ash, and again...
Whoa! You can't just... Here's my lava layer on off.
All right, so this is my lava.
Wait, you're generating this?
So it is mirror with... I'm using as a texture this stock image from what is it? Unsharp, Unsplash, Unguard.
Unsplash, for those who actually want to know. But Unguard is way cooler.
Unguard. Yes, so from Unsplash, this is, I don't know the name of the artist, I'm sorry, but you can see it here, Pawel Czer Winsky, Powell Zerwinski, something like that. Really cool overhead of this like swirly lava-y texture. So
Swirly,
Mirror,
also the way your name was always written on attendance sheets.
yes, and pronounced in middle school. So this is what it looks like without, which is actually pretty fun. But using that layer as the texture for it,
That
makes
is,
it look pretty fun.
I mean, that is remarkable.
And then I have levels. Let me turn off the levels and the tint and the color vibrance. This is what it looks like with that texture being used, and I like the complexity of everything and the swirls that are visible in here. But I turn the levels down a bit that looks really evil and great. And then I actually just tint the whole thing. You don't have to, but I like unifying the color with Andrew Kramer's free color vibrance plugin.
It's a good idea.
Nowadays,
Now, wait, did you mention the
fog?
fog? You have some atmosphere going on.
Oh, there is atmosphere going on. Yes. So in Mirror, invisibility, you have the fog layer, and the fog color is like a muted orange, a darker, muddy orange color, and I have it starting right at the 0. And so here's what it looks like without it. Oh, I can't really turn off fog, can I?
You can turn it down to 0, or you got to adjust the endpoint.
I can just
You don't got to. I'll take your word
like
for it.
This without, and this with.
That is handy.
So, I then have that all combined here.
That is, I mean, that looks like I would have thought that was a photographic.
Well, we'll see how it all blends together.
That's remarkable.
It's to be decided. Remarkable. I don't have a plan yet, though, and I'm interested in your. We'll get to it later. I want to do all the things I think I know how I'm going to do, and then toward the end, I'll ask you how to do the ripple trail or whatever from. Even though I know technically we've now determined that these weird things don't leave like any kind of ripple or effect in the water, but I still feel like it needs something. So we'll come back to that.
Visual effects pro tip: as long as it looks right, even if it's not accurate, it is red.
Well, it looks wrong to me right now.
It looks wrong to not leave awake. It should leave awake.
Yeah. So it's a weird reversal thing. So I agree. It needs awake. So be thinking of ways to leave awake. If anybody out there has any ideas, let me know. In the meantime, I'm going to move on to replace my sky and adding some fire and crap everywhere.
Amazing. All right, everyone, I'll give you a quick preview of where we ended up over here on this end. And that is that all I did was I threw in this lamppost card here. I put a Marty somewhere in the middle, and I actually added another lamppost here. And I don't know why I like doing this. It's a weird form of delayed gratification or something like that. But I like to not preview it until I have a bunch of stuff in place. So let me turn on some motion blur for my elements in here. And let's take a look at how this looks. Yeah!
Oh my gosh. Nice little roto with the Marty. That's great.
Oh man. See.
So you gotta put a cap on him, like the Back to the Future 2 cap.
Yeah.
Which I have one if we want to just take a screenshot or something.
Now. Oh, wait, there's a moment where he kind of dodges around something right there. I should place Marty closer to there. So he goes around someone right here. So Marty can go here. Now, one of the remarkable things about just multiplaning something like this, meaning, converting this 2D image into a mildly 3D kind of thing, is that at a quick glance, if you're focusing on him and you can tell that there's parallax and camera movement and stuff, but I honestly think that you would forgive the fact that this is definitely a flat plane of a ground. because you really do get a little bit of. Wait, let me see. Oh, I could roll the camera down. Oh, there, that's better. By the end, we got to see that clock tower.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
I just grabbed a random frame. I don't know if that was really my end frame for the camera move. There we go. There we go.
Seth, for your wake, Sam suggests using a particle system attached to the board and use that as a distortion map to create a distortion trail.
Oh, that's smart.
And Jason suggests particular with some vector blur to make a liquid lava type wake.
Hey, both of those could work real well. Very nice, guys. I like that.
I love it. Okay.
And Joel suggests for everyone involved to make everything 8-bit style. If only there was some sort of tutorial about how to easily make an 8-bit or 16-bit video game version of things.
We're out of luck.
Out of luck. We don't have anything. And Michael won't mention it in the comments.
Amazing.
See.
So, I am here at this stage with this. I'm happy enough just knowing that this was possible, and I know that there were a lot of fun other user suggestions too. I will let you all decide. Do you want? Let's try to comment and gang up on the ideas that we like the best. I can keep on taking this further, adding hats and stuff like that, and keeping it in a filmic style. Maybe make that fountain look a little bit better or whatever. I could turn this into an 8-bit video game looking thing. I could do a completely different meme out of it. We could see how many we can create during this time. We're half an hour in, and we have stuff.
Wow.
This feels very good. So
Something's gonna go wrong.
Yeah. Gang up in there in the chat about what I should do, if I should go any further with this, or if I should do something completely different, because this would be fine for the interwebs, as it were.
The VFX Plus really wants you to make some numbers that get hit by the man, and those numbers turn into particles. Someone wants some flying bikes. Aniket wants flying bikes. Sorry if I pronounced that name wrong.
No. I want you to do a totally different comp, Hashi.
Totally different?
Yes.
That way we'll have like 10 different... I don't know why I said 10.
First off, that looks so good, dude, with that camera move. I'm like freaking out. Second,
this is wild.
I just go. Hang on, I'll send you a plate. I'll send you the right plate for it.
Let me see. I'm gonna save this as the.
And
actually, why did I do that? I should just rename the comp that. So I'll keep this one as the Back to the Future comp, and then I'll just make multiples in here.
Hashi, about to drop you a new plate in the Slack. It is a still plate.
Love it.
There are a number of suggestions in the chat. Highly recommend poking into that right now, Hashi. There is a bunch.
Okay.
Someone wants you to animate the shadow distance when he goes up and down. Someone wants another vote for the VFX and show flag. Someone wants you to do portal transitions from your comp to Seth's comp.
Oh man,
that's fun.
Okay, so
someone wants you to rotor the gang from the Back to the Future to chase him. Someone wants Mario coins put in there with sound effects. Someone wants haze on the ground. Someone wants him to ride a shark. Someone wants to put it in space, and someone wants some universe camera shake to put on there.
You could do a Loki door from comp to comp to comp too. Each episode, we just keep layering previous episodes' effects on top of them.
Yeah, it is really hard to not keep going back to the Loki well, because that show just keeps giving.
Yeah, it does.
My goodness.
Especially this last episode, I was like, that's a lot of volumetric stuff I want to make Hashi do.
Very. Oh, man. Yes, yeah, without spoilers, that show, they go all in, and it's really wonderful. All right, a few mild keyframes on the hoverboard shadow. It's at least as good as the hoverboard shadow in the movie. Okay, Seth, I'm going to grab the plate that you just sent me and start playing with it. Want to show them what you're up to?
Sure, I'm just adding a sky with Trapcode Horizon, as one does. Trapcode Horizon is a fun tool that basically acts as a really great parallax. It basically, it's for, I've got this, where is it? This stock 360 panoramic thing. And Horizon basically creates the inside of a sphere.
Wow, that is
and textures
gorgeous.
it with that. It's gorgeous, right? We're gonna make it hellscape, just a straight up hellscape. So I've got that. I'm gonna drop that down into the comp underneath these trees and mountains that I made. And I'm gonna be affecting color and everything in a little while. But next I'm gonna do my form fire. That's what I've been very excited.
Form fire.
Form fire! You get caught up in it. So let's see.
Oh man.
Do that real loud right in your ears. 3D. Hope someone's hanging out, working in a quiet office space with their AirPods in.
I always
screamed form fire into their ear.
I do always feel bad for the there's the whole world of difference between the headphone listening, which I imagine is most humans, but yeah, for the few people who are on speakers and have to subject anyone else in their lives to this.
You know, excuse me, while I build this, I'll tell you a story that this reminds me of. I shot a commercial, directing a commercial one time for a fast food company, and the outside of it was set in like an army barracks, and the establishing shot was like outside, and there was a flag on a flagpole, and we wanted it to. We wanted this flagpole. Did Schwarzenegger just pop up and say freeze? Did I say the word freeze?
Oh, you know what? Haha. He may have. I think I was trying to. I've double assigned keyboard shortcuts. Anyway,
that's incredible. Just random appearances of Schwarzenegger saying freeze, and neither of us like blinked. It was just normal. Anyway, so the outside of this shot, I can't do two things at once. Let's tell the story. The outside of this shot, of this establishing shot, was the outside of these army barracks, and there's like a flagpole, and we needed the flag to be blowing in the wind, and there was no wind, but there was an old man several yards away with an industrial leaf blower, like a gas-powered leaf blower, the kind that has like a big backpack on it, like it's like a proton pack, and. So we had AD like run after them and ask this kind old man to come over and stand at the bottom of the flagpole and just like blast this flag with air, and then we shot a clean plate without him and he painted out. But I'm telling you, for the entirety of post on that one, I was fighting. I fought to have that guy kept in the shot because it was so funny. The idea that like the military would hire this old man with a leaf blower, just stand outside 24/7 blowing at the flag to keep it blowing. I wish I could find that plate. I would totally comp him into the shot.
That should exist. I do like that.
I've got to have that plate somewhere.
All right.
VFX Plus asked how to be an expert at matte painting.
How to be an expert at matte
How to be an expert
we're qualified to teach that. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, at my level, being an expert in matte painting, the qualification is being good at Google image search with, but trying to repurpose things that you can matte into shots. A more serious answer to that question might be
answered by someone else.
Answered by someone more qualified. Honestly, matte painting, a lot of the work has to do with matching camera to begin with. You can get away with a lot so long as you are good at camera tracking and marrying any of your fake elements into your live scene. And then I guess the second couple of things would be lighting and color sensibilities. I fall short on a handful of these because of my color blindness not doing anyone any favors.
Freeze well.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm blabbing on something that I'm not exceptional at. Feathered, lots of feathered masks are always helpful too. All right, Seth sent me a plate a second ago. And it's not a remarkably challenging one, so I'm just gonna quickly show everybody what Seth sent me. Which, I mean, come on. So
It's such a worse version of this.
so what would we do? Let's see. I need to lose that drop shadow. Okay, so I'll take our already rotoed Mark and I'll fill him in like that, and then just because we're actually getting into it, he would need some cool light wrap on this layer. So
I just looked down and saw.
okay, so I'm gonna put him right here. We're gonna go with a glorious 2 keyframes here. We're gonna put 1 keyframe there, 1 keyframe here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. How many seconds should this take? I'm gonna guess 6 seconds. Let's see how bad that guess is. All right, here we go. Oh man, for its simplicity, Seth.
We play it one more time. So for reference, he actually goes. I believe Elliot goes straight across. Like, there's no Y movement. It's just X to X, if I'm remembering correctly, because it feels slightly unnatural.
Yes, and I switched the screen direction just because I wanted to preserve
nice.
Mark a little bit, but let's see.
Mark.
Wait, did I keyframe the rotation? No, I didn't, right? All right, let's see. Okay, so really, instead of a pure black, I should actually sample what their black level is, which is around there. And then I would also, now that this all exists, do we think he goes behind the tree? Do we think it matters if he goes behind the tree?
Oh, I would imagine behind. Yeah.
Let's see.
And I would say it matters.
Let's see. And perfect. Okay. So I'm going to grab these 2 layers and right-click here, and we'll go to our very own RGVFX Supercomp, which will open up the Supercomp panel where I can just find a frame of Mark here in the middle. Mark in the middle, and I'm going to go... Let me just take a look at our presets, because one of these might do it well. Let's see. Hazy integration. Raise and haze.
Raise and haze. It's actually our buddy cop film that we never made.
Raise and haze. Why not? We should have. You know what? Oh, fine. I'll do it manually.
We don't need a buddy cop show. We'll have a buddy comp
show. Buddy comp show.
Made up that tagline. It's so good.
Oh man. All right, let's turn the light wrap up so we're getting some light wrapped around from these other things. And let's see, how can I add some diffusion also? Maybe that's a little too much diffusion. I'm doing too much for this thing. It doesn't need all this.
I know the feeling.
Too much. All right. Oh, the size on the diffusion has got to be lower. All right.
We have another excellent request for, I guess, Seth, when you're done with yours, for you to work on. Matthew Law suggests doing an un-VFX version of the shot, so some of the leaf blower add wires to the board and a harness to Mark and a green screen backdrop, a forward PA, but with a bunch of coffees. So he's not actually in the water; he's in a studio.
Oh man!
Wait, I didn't fully comprehend that. So
make the before VFX were applied version of the shot.
Oh,
so basically,
yeah.
I don't remember what the YouTube channel is. What is the YouTube channel that's thumbnail game is off the charts at before and after VFX?
They'll just create fake green screen. I don't remember what it is either, but it's not like admirable what they're doing. It's
it'll be like a cat in a gerbil ball split screen with a BB-8 robot. Like they're so remarkable. But Seth, I'm switching back to you just because I looked over and I saw a lake of fire, and wondered what the fire is coming from.
It's Form. It's Trapcode Form.
Trapcode Form.
So I'm actually using the sprite I love particular and form. You can now like just ingest sprites. You can bring these sprites into form, and Inform will save them for you for future use. So for example, I've got these sprites still from Dino Feast, the short that I made with my daughter Ava, and so real quick I'll just swap these out and have Mark just be, you know,
Oh my gosh.
with a bunch of bunnies cheering him on.
Wow.
But I'm about to do my favorite little thing here with this form effect is going to be swapping out the sprites here for this water blast, which might be from Action Essentials. Using a few extra video copilot things. So, well, it's only 2 so far, but let's see. So these water blasts, I'm gonna go to sprite colorize, and I'm going to give them a solid color. Let's start with orange and tint it a little red, and click apply. And let me see. I don't need to unmold these.
Now, if it's not distracting, how did you camera track this water?
I used your content aware filled version, and I masked out the main wake like stuff going on down here.
Clever.
And did a track, and it looked good in the background, but the foreground was like jumping all over the place, but it was still staying pretty motionary. And I found that if I keyframed, well, here, if you look at the camera, I kept the orientation keyframes, but I went through and just kept a few specific position keyframes throughout, but deleted a bunch of the ones in between. And because the water's moving and stuff, like there's a lot of margin for error here.
Oh, it's genius.
So here, if I drop this into, let's see, if I drop this into here on top of mirror, I think it could look better, and it definitely could, but I'm going to add, so this is those splashes.
I mean, not for nothing, that is a remarkably complex environment. Like, actually, it's an environment, now, sky.
This looks like a Trump ad, doesn't it? It looks like a Trump composited Trump ad. Did I make it weird? I made it weird, didn't I?
We're just commenting on production designs.
That's it.
All right.
Political.
I have an idea over here.
Okay.
Just because I know there are a lot of great suggestions over here, but the idea of un-VFXing it, I really love.
I love that idea.
So I'm going to grab this image of a jib. I'm going to go to let's see, select subject, which I didn't hear about until recently, but watch this. In Photoshop, select subject. And look at that. It selected the subject. Oh, wow. So I'm going to Control J for jib, that layer out, and let's save this. Let's see, there are a couple bits that it missed, but what do you want? Let me select a color range and see if I can key those out. There we go. That'll get all those little edges, and I'll do that, and I'll delete them. All right, that works fine for me. And then I'm gonna delete this camera because I don't need that on there. Actually, man, without the camera, it looks like a lamp now. Why did it look so big before, and without the camera, it just looks like a classic desk lamp? All right, I'm just trying to delete.
The actual answer to that is why painters of fantasy novels will put birds flying through the scene, because it adds sense of scale. Once you have something that is a known size, like a bird flying, and you put it in front of a big statue, it makes that statue look huge because you have this flock of birds flying in front of this hazy statue. So you had a known thing, giant film camera on the end of that jib, so it made that jib look huge without a frame of reference for how large that thing is. the eye struggles to see what size it should be. That's a pretty good pro tip for anything. You need something with a known size, which is why a lot of people's art has that one little single person before the giant whatever. You know roughly what size a person is, so it makes you say, oh, there's a person. Well, that thing must be huge. So it's useful for all visual effects. If you want to make something look big, you have to put a known thing really tiny next to it.
A gnome thing really close to it?
Known thing.
Known thing. Got it. Not a known thing.
You could get a little Travelocity ad going and put a little gnome in there if you'd like.
Yeah.
Love it.
My thought exactly.
So I am just... Thank you so much, Michael. I am bringing in that jib element here, and I'm parenting it to, or making it a child of our board null, which is going to give me... this wildness. Okay.
So good.
Seth.
Oh my gosh.
Seth, I'm going to go back to you for a second while I do a little search for something.
I can't follow that. You kidding me?
See, look at this. I set you up for taking on the hard shot.
Oh my gosh.
And we appreciate it.
I'm just doing some fire along with my lava. I need some more lava. I don't know. I need some more lava. Oh, you know what I do need? I need some smoky smoke. I'll do that in a second. So if I go into here, fire ruined it. Hang on. Let's make the fire smaller. If anyone knows that melody.
So you're using Form, and Form just allows you to, instead of like taking a ton of cards and trying to populate them through this whole thing, you get to have this great that's so great. I like that.
Exactly. That's the whole idea. Just struggling right now to figure out how much fire is too much fire.
Let's see. So what I'm trying to... Okay, someone give me an idea for a good like Google image search term that will give me
leaf blower.
A green screen set and like leaf blower, dude.
Oh, just green screen. You know what, Hash? I'm gonna find you that leaf blower guy.
He's doing it. He's diving into the crazy archives.
Let's see. No, I don't have it. I'm not going to have it because our editor was a very skilled and professional editor. And he didn't send me any cuts with the leaf blower guy in it. So
that's fair. Very clever too.
Is small fire good? Small fire. Yeah, small fire. That works. This really does look like this would be a finished scene for Mark Zuckerberg. For anyone posting on Mark Zuckerberg's platform.
Man, I don't know how much further you should push that. That is a remarkable comp.
Supercomp and it's good, except you need to add a movie reference in there somewhere.
Do I always need a movie reference, guys? All right, let me think of one.
The Social Network.
Okay.
Okay, let's see, what am I trying? What am I even trying over here? So I'm trying to see if I can find an appropriate background setup for Mark and what's going on here. Let's see. I think that maybe this should look more like it was coming from behind him or something. And then I kind of like this studio, but there's too many things in the background here. So let me take a look at this background here. And how can I key these things out? What could I do? Let's see. I'm going to pre-compose it, and then all right. This is one of my favorite tricks. I'm going to add a new solid in here. And on this solid, I'm going to add a 4-color gradient. Then I'm going to turn it off.
Graduate.
Actually, let's turn the layer off. All right. So
Let's turn Seth off.
what I'm going to do is I'm just picking 4 random parts of this image with my 4-color gradient, kind of like this. And then for each of these spots, I'll just eyedrop the corresponding area. It's unusual because usually you wouldn't want the green screen, except the whole point of this shot is that it is a green screen shot. So now when I turn this solid, look at that. It's got the same kind of gentle gradation of the original. And I could probably just do something like this. Let's turn that on. Let's draw a mask around this half of it. Let's see. I should have made that semi-transparent so I could take a look. You know, I kind of like will anyone care if that mat is below him and there's some C-stand legs showing? No one will care. All right. I don't want to take this one dramatically further, but... Oh, this is fun.
Oh, man, that's so good.
Let's see. I don't know if it's funnier the smaller this is or the bigger this is. So,
I mean, if you have a bunch of people standing around, if you can find people standing around watching him, oh my gosh, that's so funny. I think it's funnier if it's smaller, because it implies a lot of things are all working together just for this idiot.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's see. So
Paying
in that
attention
case,
to the Terminator theme playing in the background here.
That's lovely. All right.
Freeze
so
well.
let me make this studio really fill out the space. I'll flop it like that. Whoops. Seth, let me know if you want me to fly back to you. I don't know what you're up to right now. I don't want to hog
Rizzo
the
had a really good idea,
Blake.
but it's gonna break my comp.
Did it involve
Blake
like real
recommended
work?
doing the Terminator thumbs up in the lava and have it become a like. And the thing is that I could do that. It would require me to change my...
You know what? Don't.
It's a good idea. I'm not going to do
It
it.
is a great idea.
I would want to follow Zuck, and then have him leave, and then zoom in on, and push in on the thumb actually falling as he passes it. But that's not.
I don't mean to bat
really
away
funny.
a good idea. It's a phenomenal idea, but I saw the gears of I'll lose too much time.
Hash, I need you with me at all times, just saying don't. Once every hour.
The standby AD
Don't.
for your life. No, we're moving on.
Smoke plume large? Is this going to be what I... No, that's not it.
All right.
Massive smoke plume. That's what I want. Thank you, production crate.
Let's see.
You know what I need.
Now, what would be fun in this comp would be for me to set up a little fake, basically FK rig for this kind. No, I guess IK rig for this little thing. But instead, I'm just going to. I don't like that it scales down with him, just because that looks weird. So I'm going to instead, on its position, if you all don't know this trick and haven't watched Stu Mashowitz's amazing making of Tank, you all should know the expression that is toComp.
Yeah.
It's so fun. So it's whatever you select a layer, not its position or anything, just the whole layer, and then write .toComp, and then in parentheses we put these little 3 zeros. I know that's not very visible to people, but it's a very worthwhile thing to know. All right, what could I do? Could I? Wait. How can I make that visible for everybody? Look at that. High-tech graphics. You like that, everyone? This is a well-produced show.
If we say it out loud enough, people will believe
This is a well-produced show. All right. So now what I believe I've done is positioned this along with that. All right, so that toComp expression requires me to unparent it from everything else. And then now it should come back and its position is kind of locked there. So now it's moving its position, but it's ignoring the scale a little bit, which is kind of fun. And what I could probably do is some kind of, I could probably just do rotation keyframes, but you could also probably figure out an expression that helped keep this arm rotated opposite its Y translation or something like that. Again, one of those things that I can tell would have run me, I could do, but would also run us into fewer memes, and the goal is more memes.
I don't know. I'm still working on just the one right now.
But it looks like episode 3. Episode 3 is what we were hinting at, Seth, earlier.
Oh, episode 3 of Loki.
Yes.
Episode 3 of Star Trek, the original series.
Oh, you.
Oh, me. No. I'm not the lightsaber guy. I've done one Star Wars tutorial for Red Giant, and then nobody cared about it. And it had an amazing Mary Poppins gag at the end. Still bitter. Tried my hand at a Star Wars thing, and nobody cared. So you guys have Todd Vaziri, you have Hashi, you have Arn Rabinowitz. You don't need me. I'll be over here.
Oh, Matthew Law suggesting the look at
tutorials.
expression. That would have been a good way to do that. All right.
The look at expression?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Forgot that exists.
Yeah, and you have to make it the 2D version of it, but it's a fun one. All right. You know what? I'm just going to pre-comp that, and I'm going to bring those two things together.
Freeze well.
What did we do? Are we on my screen? We are on my screen. Seth, let me know when you want to go live again. What did I do? Did I make everything?
I'll let you know.
I made everything upside down. All right. So now I'm just going to say I have these two elements. Now I can scale down my before version of Mark. I'm just going to put the anchor point over on this side of screen, and then I'm going to scale it down like this or something. You know what? I could probably find a better background than this, but I'm going to add the effect VFX Shadow. It's one of my favorites because you basically, like, look at this. You create a ground plane, and then you pick the angle of the shadow. So in this case, the ground plane is way down below Mark, over here somewhere, and the shadow angle is kind of like this. And so I can get a nice skewed whichever direction I would prefer kind of shadow. Now, there's not a lot of info on Mark from where the lighting is coming from. It's kind of overcast and the lighting is all very even. So I'm just going to put this on the ground like that and then dial the softness of it up like that. And that will keep the ground plane consistent as he moves up and down. So watch this. So now we've got kind of like an in-studio looking thing going on. Kind of fun. But yeah, you're right. I wonder if I have... Let's see, this may be... I'm going to hunt for a file. Is your screen shareable right now, Seth?
Yeah, I'm just doing some fire stuff.
Just some fire stuff.
Fire stuff. Just trying to create.
Are you setting the forest on fire?
Yeah, I probably don't need to, but I want to, just because I hate nature so much.
Man, you sound like
Smokey Bear
you
was
sound-
his nemesis as a child.
you sound like every Californian on the 4th of July. And
Nailed it.
yeah. 4th of July, I envy people who live in areas that are not historically drought-ridden and dry, crispy dry. on Explosion Day.
It's my nickname in high school.
Wait,
Drought ridden and crispy dry.
Crispy Dry. I was hoping for Explosion Day, but
Let's see.
The chat is concerned that you need to be adding some glows in the end to enhance things with Supercomp. I am assuming you're going to do that.
Sorry, the chat is concerned I'm not going to use Supercomp.
Well, glows specifically,
It's probably because I didn't use it last week, and my shot looked bad. So I'm going to use it on this week, and my shot's going to look great. Don't you worry, chat.
don't you worry, Supercomp is on the way.
Whether you like it or not. Just gonna now. I'm doing this quick and dirty. Oh no!
Another potential title for this show. Blah 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 blah. All right. I wonder what. All right. I'm just going to Google image some stuff. Let's see. What would you call them? The wind wranglers on.
Right now?
I want to add some. Oh wait, who's doing what?
I'm asking Seth what he's doing because he's just moving fire back and forth, and I think the audience would benefit from knowing why he's working at what he's doing and why he's doing it.
I would benefit from knowing that too. I don't know. I'm just eyeballing stuff and seeing if I like it. I don't really know what I want in this situation. But
let's see.
Yeah.
I just want to find a leaf blower operator that I like.
Isn't that every girl's dream?
I just want a boy who is good at blowing leaves.
What is your accent? Where is this girl from?
That's
Just want a boy.
just want a boy that.
I just want a boy. And Timothy Treadwell. I couldn't. Usually I try to get into my not Lars Venture, my Werner Herzog voice by saying Timothy Treadwell over and over, but it's really hit or miss. And today it was miss.
It's the I like the go-to phrase that get you into different.
That's in Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood also gets me into Werner Herzog.
We need to have Werner on the show. I think that would be.
We
lovely.
do. We need to have Werner Herzog on the show.
You know,
What a hilariously random guest it would be if our first guest on VFX and Chill was Werner Herzog.
Did you know that we wanted to have him we almost got him as a cameo for an Action Movie Kid.
Really?
Short. We went with Kevin from The Office, but we were.
Oh, Brian Baumgartner.
Yes.
Yeah, I forgot you worked with Brian.
Brian.
I say that like I know Brian. I don't. I know.
Oh, I know
people who work
Brian.
with Brian.
But yeah, Mr.
The
Baumgartner.
suggested that a firework could be the cause of the fires that are raging around Mr. Zuckerberg. And someone else has suggested replacing it with a torch, and I assume they mean the flaming kind, not the British flashlight.
Yes.
Yes, this is a flashlight. I like that where the chat is pitching mythology over here, and cause. And I'm all for it. So I think this is looking, looks a little repeated. So I'm gonna shift some stuff on the timeline of it.
I'm realizing that I have totally stagnated over here too. So I'm going to just do.
Hey, whoever said I was stagnating?
The
two? What's with that just loosely thrown out two? Huh?
Hey, it's called the mild the Seth wrangle. All right, let's see. Where did I?
VFX and dwindle is really what I think. Let's see.
This show is designed to hopefully create a ginormous rift between us over time until we are enemies.
After, of all things, it would be a live YouTube show that breaks us.
All right, you know what? I'm just gonna go for the easiest version of this. I'm bringing in a wind machine. And I'm just going to hit this with extract and just do that.
Hit me
Are
with
you
extract.
Are you happy? Are you happy, everyone? There we go. You know, this is about as exciting as I was going to get anyway. This is a phenomenal idea. The VFX version of this. Oh, and then we need a let's see, where's the plate version? Is this the plate? Let's see. So now we need a oh, I took it off center. I forgot. So where where did I position and scale this? All right, let me put that right there. Oh wait, no, I don't have the same anchor point. Just trying to position this. Oh, here we go. There we go. For the Blu-ray reel. They have behind the scenes things on Blu-rays, right?
Totally.
We realized the other day that I don't have a way to play physical media in this house. We don't have a Blu-ray player or a CD player aside from what is on my computer I can load one into. So here we are behind the scenes of
That's so good. Oh my god, Hash. That's like my favorite thing we've made on the show so far.
Oh my gosh, I realized something that we're missing. It shouldn't be this. What we need is I need a tennis ball on a stick. This must...
yeah. 100%.
Should I look for it? Okay, let's
or just like a big poster board that with like tracking markers on it.
Wait, is this
or a cardboard dinosaur for no reason at all?
Is PNG working fast and loose?
I've got a tricky thing I got to do here. I've got to add heat. So I'm going to add heat distortion. So let me show you real quick. Like I know that I can do heat blur in Supercomp, but I don't want to create a layer that I do heat blur behind. I want it just generically. Over everything, guys. And what I want it to look like is this. And the thing is, if I Supercomp, I can't do this adjustment layer. Because like if I drop universe heat wave,
just do Supercomp, do everything else, and then drop heat wave on top.
But I don't want it to be on top. I want it behind mark.
I want it behind mark.
Now
then use set matte on the heat blur, and use mark as the alpha for the heat blur adjustment layer. Or like track matte for the copy of it. I mean,
you beast.
You couldn't use a set matte effect because it's an adjustment layer, but you could use
that
it.
That could work. You know, I could pre-comp everything behind mark and do super comp with that, and then do another layer of super comp using that pre-comp. Oh wow, why did I just decide to do something way overly complicated? Because it's me.
Hey, wouldn't be worth it if we weren't reaching for some exciting things like this. All right, I'm going to try to finish this one up by... I'm just going to use these two nulls that I already had to add some beam to this. I'm going to turn the length up like that. I'm going to stick this tennis ball on my, which one is it? The flagpole top. Like that. And then how should we color this beam? Just white or something, right? Just a little gray stick.
Gray stick. By the power of gray stick.
Let's see. There we go. Okay.
I'm gonna start comping this thing.
I think we've got it now. All right, everyone. This is where I'm going to leave this one.
Golly,
I am so pleased with myself.
It's so good. That's like my favorite thing we've done on the show.
I so hope that you all are doing your own versions of stuff at home, because this is fun. All right. Okay, I want to move on to something else. There were so many good suggestions. There were dolphins and him riding a dolphin, or sharks, and remind me of everything else. Michael, what else was on the list? Do you remember?
You had someone who was wanting a river of blood.
River.
That was actually Matthew's the law was suggesting that.
You know what that made me want to do right now? That makes me want to Ghostbusters 2ify this real quick and just see how it looks.
Ooh.
Hey, finish up your thing. The audience demands Supercomping.
Eat your vegetables, Seth.
No, I'm going to do Ghostbusters. And I did it.
Oh, that's so good. You just need Dan Aykroyd like on a tether just to like fly by frame just once real quick.
I really just made this. Oh shoot! Is the director I really love? Keep going. While I think of it, it's not important. It passed us by already. Director I love. Oh, Mike. What is your name, Mike? I'm forgetting your freaking last name.
Call in. Comment on the
Mike,
thing.
if you worked with Lonely Island and you just did this Old Spice ad that was really great, and we've been Twitter acquaintances for a while. I don't remember. God, I'm blanking. Anyway, you're awesome, and this is starting to look super rad and weird, like something he would make. All right.
Oh, Diva, right?
Mike Diva. That's him. His stuff's out there and crazy.
It is phenomenal.
Someone wanted Mark Zuckerberg to fight the Silver Surfer, Hashi.
To fight the Silver Surfer?
Yeah. And someone wanted you to turn him into Aquaman and turn the flag into the Trident.
All right, so we've got... All right, so let's try to extrapolate from everything we got. We've got what? We have dolphins. We've got Aquamanish things. So like sea creatures in general seem to be in the mix. Silver Surfer in there somehow. Oh gosh, it's hard to decide. What? Let's see. So the silver...
There's also a suggestion in the chat from Pagiv, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, that says, can we make him ride one of those little pony rides outside of stores where you put a little quarter in?
Oh, man.
That's pretty great. Actually, that wouldn't be very hard to do at all.
That's funny. Let's see. What would those be called? Coin op. Pony.
All right.
Oh man. All right. What's
So I'm gonna. Pre-comp these. I'm gonna try this. So, behind Mark. Did it break anything? Behind Mark, and are people tired of my incredibly good Tommy Wiseau impression yet?
I don't think Tommy Wiseau impressions ever go out of style.
No, checkout ID. That's one of those things where something broke and I don't know where or what it did.
I love those. Are my favorite kinds of errors. Okay, so we were talking about one of these, right, Michael? Ride the Champion.
Yes, one of those.
All right, select subject is what I've done here. Let me see. Select subject, and let's see what happens. It looks like we missed a couple of little spots here. I'm going to try to do this one very quickly. I'm not going to care much about the overall comp, but I just want to see. Okay, so we've got this.
This episode is so implement, like it's perfect for the two of us to represent our processes, and like you are super efficient and blow through like 80 different like amazing comps and memes in like one day, while I spend like a week on just like meticulously ruining one shot.
But we got that Tommy Wiseau impression too. So Seth, don't.
I'm doing that simultaneously. It's taking a lot of my efforts. You're right. All right, let's comp the background here.
All right.
So
I'm gonna save this as a little Photoshop file or whatever they call them these days. Pony. All right. So
love that if that was like a command that you could get a result from. Pony.
Boom.
Alexa, pony.
That I should write that as a shortcut in my After Effects. I used to have like a shortcut to add whatchamacallit 2, 3, 5 bars on stuff. And it,
nice.
And it did
said pony and it would work?
Yes, and it would instantly make things look so much better. All right, so let me make a version of this that is just the pony part of this. All right. Okay. So we've got the pony here, and I'm going to parent him to the board null probably. And then I'm going to scale him. Mark rides side saddle. It's just something it's a.
Does he? Can you not roto out one of the legs?
Oh, I can roto out one of the legs. Okay. So we got. All right. So here we've got that. Let's see. Where is Zuckerborg? Okay. He's there. Zuckerborg.
Well, that's another one we have to do.
Oh, the Zuckerborg.
Locutus of Zuckerborg.
All right. So we've got this and that. What is the board shape doing here? Oh, that was for the to eliminate that tail from Back to the Future one. I'm not working in an organized fashion at all, but
who is?
Yeah, what's fun is afterward when Michael says the simple sentence like, "All right, send me the versions of your comps here." I'll have no idea where anything lived.
Me either.
All right, Seth, we are at 11:22. Let me know what your hopes and dreams are, or for hanging out today.
Oh man, I'm good. I'm good to go till 12, whatever.
Excellent. All right, children, if you would like to hang out with us, we are going to stay until 12 o'clock Pacific. I mean, not till till 12 o'clock Pacific. All right, I'm adding this little magenta solid. It's important that it's magenta, and I'm going to parent it to the board null like that, and then I'm going to tell it to be an inverted alpha mat for Mark, and then I'll add some.
My dad told me to be that all growing up.
To be
an inverted alpha, Mark. I don't know the joke. I don't really know what joke I was going for there.
I liked it either way. All right, where is the horse? What did I name it? Oh, it's layer 2. Okay, pony. Excellent.
Keep saying it, Hash. Keep saying it. I believe that something will happen.
Let's see. Is it? You know what's better? I was scaling it to be horse sized, but it should be real world sized.
Yes, it should.
All right, so I'm going to create another copy of him without that alpha mat going. So his other foot is back here. God, I don't know what this is going to look like when I play. Yes!
Oh my gosh.
It's wonderful. Okay.
So a really hacky thing you could do is you could stabilize Mark, like you could do stabilize motion by tracking like his crotch or something.
This is so uncomfortable.
I don't see what's uncomfortable.
He's
it'd
very
be comfortable if you were having to paint a kid out of that.
He's very bad at staying on this pony.
Well, he looks like he's standing on it, like he's gonna break it.
Oh boy.
Like she's showing off, like, yeah, I'm
Oh.
on the horse.
Oh, you know what I should have done just from the get-go is instead of let me solo Mark for a second here. Why are you not soloed, Mark?
Why you not soloed, Mark?
I'm genuinely confused about this. Solo. Just him.
A Star Wars story.
No. No. Do I have something else soloed and I can't see it? What is happening? Oh, that's... the layer wasn't on. It was soloed and not on.
Classic.
Classic. I know what I'm doing. Why eliminate one of his legs when you could do the classic Halloween costume version of this, which is just... I'm just going to grab his top like that. Let's get rid of that mask point. There we go. I just need his torso is all. And then the pony can come with its own set of legs. Right?
Pony with his own set of legs. It's not a song. Sorry.
So,
Need a null to...
all right. So we need a... let's see. Let me just... I'm going to go over to your screen, Seth, while I Google male straddling images.
Oh boy. I am going to try and... I've got this volume fog. And
This would pass on
Facebook.
on any, Prime original.
Oh, well, you went to Prime.
I'm sorry. We can't
This would pass
we
on-
can't goof on the
would
Zuck
pass
all
on
day
any
and not
Quibi
take a little
show.
jab at the bays. Let's see. What do we got?
Proud to have Swedish bank accounts, where at least I know I'm hoarding 1% of fortunes from America.
Lovely, lovely, lovely.
Oh, God. Why can't I just friggin' move this? Move. There we go. Move. Keep moving. This probably isn't even necessary, but I'm doing it. So now I go over to this volume fog on the plume.
I was just giggling
Towards
at
center.
the idea of any part of the show being necessary.
I'm going to alt-click, drag that to that null I just made. Where the crap is it? Oh, that's the track null. I don't want that. Stop. Going to alt-click, drag to the track null. .toComp 0, 0.
I mean, this... You're going so crazy with this comp, Seth. Like, look at that image. That is... First of all, like, I can't believe that the entire ground plane and all that fire is all being generated by a couple layers of Trapcode plugins. That's amazing. Because it's...
Yeah, that's fun. That's
3D-ish.
It's fun when Trapcode creates a 3D-ish thing for you and it just works on first try. It's an incredibly satisfying thing.
It truly is.
Now the trick is, how do I comp this?
The chat would like to know, what are the specs of the Mac that you're trying to melt, Seth?
The Mac that I'm trying to melt? Excellent question. I'm on a Mac Pro from late 2013. It's a trash can with 3.7 gigahertz quad-core Intel Xeon E5. Memory, 32 gigabytes. Graphics, AMD FirePro D500. My serial number, no, I'm just kidding. And I'm on Mac OS Big Sur. Big old Sur.
Gorge.
Now, if I'll try hazy integration, but I don't know if that's what I need. No, that's bad. Bad. I'm going to start by doing... Thing is, that background really needs to phase out.
While you do that, I'm going to pull in some legs that I just stole. Let's see.
Okay.
All right. So what would be more fun about this is that it's funny how easy it is to attach the bottom half of a person below their shirt, basically. And this guy was wearing a black shirt to begin with in the stock image that I found here. So let's see. I'm going to turn off Roto Bezier and get a version of the front leg here. Isolated like that. And then I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm going to delete my mask, and I'm going to put this back leg behind the horse, wherever it is. Put this right over here. All right, I'm just going to stick the legs right to the pony, and that way Mark
Stick him to the pony.
can like bounce up and down. You know, you guys know what I was going for. Y'all know where I was headed with this. I don't have a tracking null for his hips. I didn't want to subject people to watching me do that, but this is kind of fun. What would this look like in front of the original plate, actually? Water horse. Wait, why? This one does.
Water
this
horse
one does need the flag. Look at that.
God.
See, that's the way you celebrate the 4th of July.
Water horse.
Oh man, I love that. I love this. Now, let's see. I'm just gonna do a little the cheapest version of this using our old color matcher plugin, and I always forget that you can run the preview while you're making adjustments to things in After Effects.
Oh, I don't think I can.
Let's
My
see.
That was a
computer cannot
feature
do that.
that came about in the CC 2015 release of After Effects when they separated the UI thread from the rendering thread. It was part of the very first steps to actually modernize the After Effects code base. So previous versions of After Effects, anytime you're doing anything and then it had to render something, you would basically be locked out of touching After Effects while it was rendering something, which a lot of people don't want to touch stuff while the preview's moving, but you do want to have some interactivity instead of waiting all the time. So if you have a really heavy scene and you're trying to move a 3D camera around, if you've got nulls and stuff, you can generally see where you are in smooth, buttery motion before anything renders, because the part of the After Effects that makes the UI visible and interactive is separate from the part of After Effects that does the rendering. Now, back when it first released, there were some issues because the two of them would occasionally get out of sync, and so that was probably one of the more buggy versions of After Effects, but it set the stage for what's about to drop, which is multi-frame rendering, where it renders multiple frames at once in a much less buggy fashion than the old render multiple frames simultaneously used to do. But anyway, so there's that. Now you can, if you wanted to, play a preview and adjust parameters while it's playing as this little side benefit of that initial process.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Michael.
Oh, that's fun. All right, are we still on my screen? Seth, let me see your apocalyptic land. Now,
Let me see your apocalypse.
Now, an apocalyptic landscape was casually asked for this very ridiculous idea, and you did not disappoint. Like, this is production quality. Like, I was gonna CC toner it red and call it a day.
I probably could have just done that. Hey, are we cool if I get rid of this fire? This fire's doing nothing for me. It's actually ruining it for me.
Do it. Smokey will be happy.
Let's see.
True story. Once Smokey the Bear slid into my DMs on Twitter after they appreciated a tweet that I put out there, which was I was like, Smokey, hey, what's up?
You said that like Smokey came on real strong to you, like Smokey. Hey.
Whew. Only you.
Let's see. Oh, I do like seeing that lava. You love to see it, lava.
Wait, now what is that song that we need? The flying through space, like kind of techno-y, like.
I went to Pixar. the Pixar lava song where the weirdly elderly volcano forms himself an inappropriately young volcano spouse.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just quickly, just a quick summary if you're just joining us, is we had a lovely user suggestion of goofing on this very ridiculous Mark Zuckerberg post that he put out of him riding this wave runnery thing, wielding an American flag, and we are working our hardest to take the elements of that and remix them into something exciting and meme worthy. So we're trying to do as many things as we can. I'm going to call the pony ride one done at this state, even though it's just ridiculous, and I'm just going with the sticking with the sea background there. And I'd like to try to see if I can squeeze one more in before the end of the session.
Yeah, I think so.
For anyone curious, he's using the Lift Foils E-Foil electric surfboard.
Yes.
It costs $12,000 if you wanted to
throw it in your Amazon cart right now. Why wait?
And actually, go ahead and send us one, please. 2, 3, actually.
We need some branded, some VFX branded. What are they called? Yeah. Aluminum foils.
Hydrolunium foils.
Hydrolunium foil. The Millennium
figure
Falcon.
Out what to do with this ash, and I think some volume fog is worth doing. I don't know.
Seth, don't doubt yourself. This is a freaking amazing comp.
Thank you. I'm just not sure. Let me see if
you could just render out this in a loop for 2 hours and then post it on YouTube, and it could be 8 hours of peaceful apocalyptic landscape sounds.
Well, I feel like whatever that. Oh yikes! That ash is really strong. Let's do some haze, some diffusion. Well, maybe I do want some volume fog on that thing. On that crap.
If you enjoy wait.
Ooh.
Just not as strong. Let's see. Hashi, you still there?
I am still here.
What are you up to? I've been so hyper focused on my Into the Worlds, my Ragnarok, that I don't know what you're doing over there.
I'm goofing off over here. I was evaluating whether or not Mark would look funny avoiding a situation like this.
I mean, yes. I feel yes. That's the answer to that.
I mean, I don't know if it enhances it enough, but I do feel bad for the dolphin contingent that has been asking very patiently for. Oh my gosh, what are they running from? From a killer whale?
Oh, this is gonna get dark, isn't it?
Oh boy. Right. Very exciting that I'm just scrubbing through the video instead of letting it play at its natural speed. But anyway, I am over here searching for clips of dolphins from the YouTubes that I can add.
Tell me something. Do we miss, like, I feel like these embers and ash. So this is what they look like without volume fog. And this is what they look like with. I feel like we lose them, and I kind of miss them.
I don't see a need to keep the volume fog. I think you can get rid of the volume fog.
All right, but the ashes aren't too much. The embers aren't too much.
No, they're not.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Out of that scene, the ashes are not too much.
All right, let's see. So I know I've done Supercomp on my behind mark stuff, and I've got heat blur with a mask applied to it. So now, and I really don't know how it looks in motion because my computer this lava is now starting to pour out of the computer, and so I am going to just go off of how it looks in the still. He looks small now because that heat blur is intense. But let's see. So now I'm gonna do a little of this. VFX Supercomping. And oh, this was a bad idea.
What was the bad idea?
What I just did, because that optical glow that was coming off of this fire and lava and everything isn't going to be affecting or wrapping around Mark, unless I could always do like a light wrap, like an idiot.
I do love whenever I feed Supercomp a little something just to patch over my incompetence setting up the.
Yeah, screw this. I'm gonna take these guys.
This is amazing. Just so everyone knows, for every episode of VFX and Chill, you can always go into the description and see our final results once we give our computers a moment to decide to render them out.
That is true.
So you can go back. So these videos are getting tons of hits, up to 9 views. So I know y'all don't know that they are available.
It just sometimes takes a minute or a couple days for the version to get put out there, but it does eventually. So by the time the next week's rolled around, if you go back to the previous week, you'll get to see the link is in the description to the finished version of that week's stuff.
Hey, my Supercomp color correction, auto color matching has stopped working. Has this happened to you, Hash?
I have not noticed it of late, but
Michael, has it happened to you? Have you noticed it happened to anyone on Twitter?
Like that has not been a comment that has been mentioned. Have you
All right.
gotten the latest update of it?
Stu, if you're out there, or somebody from Red Giant out there, answer my calls. I haven't actually called you. I'm doing it in public now. I don't know what I did. I broke Supercomp, at least the color matching, which is really useful.
This is how we like to live, troubleshoot our own products.
I'm almost done with this comp, guys. It's real close.
I mean, that is a movie quality level. I can't believe your floor is that.
The floor looks amazing.
Oh, you
It's
guys.
it's
Wait till you
really,
see it
really
in
good.
motion. I don't think it's going to thrill you as much as it is now. I don't need that color correction. I'll keep it, whatever. And reverse light wrap, diffusion, a little light wrap as well. And you know what? Some volume fog. And bada bing, bada boom. How are we on time? Have we
How we
stopped
doing?
our
We have about 17 minutes if we're ending right on the hour there or whatever. But I'm digging this. I think this was a very fun episode, everyone.
I'm excited they're getting like 14 different versions of this meme.
This is wild.
Seriously.
Yeah, and everyone remember, download it. Can we post that? Whatchamacallit, the thing again. The link for this, because you can grab this and have fun. It's fun comp practice, to be honest, just to do a little something. All right.
It's fun because it doesn't have to be good.
It doesn't. So I'm just going to go over here where I've done what is the cheapest thing you can do on the internet, which is just grab other people's videos. And it's the Wild West. I'm just going to bring him in here, tint him a little bit, and let's see what this looks like. Just without doing anything else. Yes!
Oh my gosh.
Oh, do you like that audio too? It's playing the...
Oh, I can't hear it.
Let's see. Oh, there we go. All right, everybody. There's... This already would be a remarkably better moment for Mark Zuckerberg to have posted, I think. Look at this. And this is slightly more realistic than I thought it was going to look, actually.
My gosh.
Look at that.
That looks ridiculous.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so on this one, what might help is a bit of a wake or something like that for him.
How did you make it match the scene so quick?
I used a very old plugin called Color Matcher, and I pointed to this image as the source, and then you can just dial it up or down.
Oh, I don't have Color Matcher anymore.
It is old. It's one of the, I do like surgery on my program files directory every year to keep it available, and that's mostly because it helps my color blindness again. Without that, what I would have done is I would have selected these two and then used Supercomp. And then in here, let's find out if this is a Seth problem or an everyone problem. Color correction, match background. Look at that. Supercomp, you just click match background like that. Problem. And then I'd even use some reverse light wrap, probably in this case, because he's too, because he's kind of bright. Let's turn that up. There we go. That adds just a bit of darkness around Mark. So yeah, that is what I would do if I were, if you did not have the ancient plugin Color Matcher, is use the match settings in Supercomp.
I think I'm close to done. Oh, I don't know. I think
Seth, you have given us so much.
Well, I can't figure out how to comp Mark into here.
Isn't it funny when like that's the one thing that was, you're like, well, this will be easy because it's done for me.
Yeah.
And then it ends up being the bane of it all.
The bane of it all. Let's see. Whenever I make a dumb joke while I'm working, I say "let's see" afterward, so I'll make people think we're moving on.
Let's see is also my awkward if I need to change directions because I like left my shopping cart in another aisle, and I don't want people to think I'm a weirdo. I go, "Let's see," and turn around and walk off into the distance, and that way
100%.
No one thinks you're weird because they think, that gentleman has had an epiphany.
That gentleman is going places.
He's off.
Okay, so I feel good. There's just one thing.
It's very hard to feel good as a
yeah, one thing I don't,
whatever it is.
Freeze well. A comp is never finished. The deadline just arrives.
Exactly.
Did Arnold just show up again?
Did he? Oh, you know what? I gave him the same shortcut as I think fitting things to frame. Let's see. Wait, can we summon him? Arnold.
Freeze well.
Sorry, everyone.
How many times has he done that and we haven't noticed?
Man, I hope it's constant. I hope it just like jolts people awake. Anyone who's
okay.
You know.
I have something I need to happen here, Hush, and I can't figure out how to do it. I need interactive light on him from the lava below him in front of him. Like one way I can think of doing this is I talked about a little bit last week of like duping the mirror layer, blurring it, set matting it, and doing all that.
Now,
do you have any other ideas?
Those are all great ideas. What if you duplicate? Is Zuckerberg all one layer now? Like you've combined all of. What if you duplicated his layer and made it an let me think about this. An adjustment layer that's a fast blur adjustment layer. Like just turn the layer itself into one.
So, Zuckerdupe, do what with him?
So check the, whatchamacallit, the, let's see, can I draw on your screen? The switch for making it an adjustment layer.
Oh, okay. Well, it's in Supercomp, though.
I'm curious what will happen.
So, okay. You're curious if I bring it into Supercomp and then make it an adjustment layer?
Let's see. Oh, it won't show up at all in there, huh?
No, it won't. I can put it on top of Supercomp and make it an adjustment layer. And then...
See, then I was going to use it as a... And then I was going to apply fast blur to it. A fast box blur, and then do a big wide feathered thing around the bottom of frame.
Big wide feathered thing at the bottom of frame.
So add fast blur to this.
Okay.
Fast box blur. Dial it up. And then now draw a mask that is just around kind of the bottom half of frame broadly. Like I would just do a big old rectangular mask that is mostly...
Wow, that shot is looking pretty good when I back out.
It's crazy. So now you could set the adjustment layer to like screen or something like that, and then feather out that mask, and then try turning it up and down and seeing what happens.
Oh, that is really simple. You dummy.
And then depending on the blur level, I think the smaller the blur is, the more like reactive it'll be.
Well, it's not reacting to anything except him, right?
Well, it's like blurring. It's blurring what's behind him because you press the adjustment layer switch.
No, it's just blurring on top of Supercomp. It's literally just blurring his alpha.
But don't, like, when you turn the blur level up, it should be bleeding in colors from around him, right?
Is it? I don't think so. I think it, once you put a fast blur on adjustment layer, it's just doing...
No, I think it is. I don't know.
No, I don't think it is.
This looks phenomenal, Seth.
Okay, well, let's see. Maybe if I...
There's an easy way to check if it's doing that. Put a pink, like a pink or neon green solid below inside Supercomping. You'll see if it bleeds through that blur. But
or just even below that adjustment layer.
Hashi, yeah, just below the adjustment layer. I think Hashi's right, though. I think it will do that.
It's weird when you start...
He's right because he's Hashi.
It's like verbing nouns when you start using adjustment layers as...
Here it is on.
So now drag the green solid down so it's like just touching his like ankles.
Yeah, halfway up his legs. Yeah, it's bleeding. It's bleeding the green up his leg. It's doing right.
Oh, what?
And in fact, you could turn the fast blur into just a horizontal. I mean, a vertical one, maybe.
I don't understand how this is working.
It's because the layer. Oh yeah, Michael, explain.
Well, so an adjustment layer is just applying an effect to a composite of all of the layers below it. So it's just saying everything below here, blur it, but and then you're screening it back on itself because you set it to be a screen blending mode. So
yeah, I just didn't know that it could fast blur.
It's blurring everything below it. That's all it's doing. All it's doing is blurring everything below it, but then you set the screen, so then that layer is now just screened on top of it.
I understand that. What I didn't understand is that the fast blur itself is affecting the alpha of the adjustment layer as well. I thought once you make a layer an adjustment layer, anything you put on it is no longer, like if I put a fast blur, it's no longer affecting the alpha of that layer.
I don't know if it's affecting the alpha of the layer because
it has to for this to happen. Because otherwise Zuckerdupe is just the shape of Zuck. And if I make it blur, it's going to just, like if I turn it off here.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So, Seth, I think you are right. I think you're right about the alpha, Seth. I think that it is only showing up on him, but it
Because
is
otherwise, if it
taking
wasn't
in...
affecting his alpha, it would only affect Zuck,
Right.
and nothing around it. So since I blurred it, it's affecting the alpha and everything underneath it, and therefore creating this effect that we're talking about, which blows my mind.
it is wild.
I mean, it's not that wild, but it's wild enough for me to be like, wow, I'm wowed.
Wow.
It happened. So here it is without, and here it is with. Oh no, don't do it, Seth. Don't do add. Why would you do that? Oh, you know what I think I should do? If I do curves, will that...
Seth is our resident non-additive blending mode evangelist.
Yeah, whoever uses additive blending mode is just dumb.
All right, let me show you what I'm doing over here. I was not doing anything in the background, really, aside from wondering if I could attach a little particular emitter to the surfboard here. And then I like using just the standard white particles whenever I can, because then they render fast. And if I dive in and I go to the environment and say that there's some wind in the X direction, that'll generate them pretty quickly like this. So this is sort of kind of a wake behind him like that. And if I turn on their motion blurs, let's see, rendering, let's try the, all right, I'm gonna see GPU and hope we don't crash the stream. All right, GPU, and let me turn up the particle amount, particles per second, something like that, and then we'll add some, where's the motion blur? Turn the motion blur on. There we go. Just nice white streaks like that I'm going to put behind Zuckerberg. And then I'm also going to... Oh, I forgot his flag in the other comp. Where's your flag, Zuckerbergio? I love that I made a solo comp for Zuckerberg and I called it Zuck on its own. Which I know that he is a human. I just all right, let's blend that up again. All right, now that I have these, what I think I will do is let's add some more velocity to the particles at the beginning to add some kind of wild wake situation here. There we go. And then I'm also going to then make a duplicate of these dolphins. It feels like the plural of dolphin should be dolphin.
Dolphi.
Dolphin.
So it's a pod of dolphins. I know there's that one. That's boring. Is there a cooler term for
Pot of I've never heard of a pot of dolphins.
It's delicious, Seth. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm adding this particular layer wake kind of thing. I'm hoping the motion blur and everything like that basically just makes it kind of look like what their wakes look like, but it'll track with Mark. But I realize it looks really weird when there are dolphins in front of it, so I'm also adding another copy of the dolphin layer, but I'm using the extract on them. So so most of the time you'll see the wake, but if there are dolphins in front of it, I'm just going to pick an arbitrary point where they would obscure my particular layer. It's not great compositing and it's not interactive or anything like that, but it does lend it just this little hint of being really there or something. And if I turn Zuck back on, let's see what we got here. Try to make that a little bit bigger for you all. And all right. There we go. Now we have Mark riding, somewhat creating a bit of a wake behind him. We are just about at noon. How are you feeling, Seth?
I think I'm about ready to wrap it up.
That sounds lovely. I'm going to turn off my particular layer for just a moment. Actually, I'm curious if I turn on my particular layer and I disable the motion blur and then just add some add a fast box blur that's horizontal. It's not going to look as good as the motion blur from particular, but it'll be something. All right. Becoming totally silent at the end of the show just for fun. But anyway, everyone, I want to thank you all for joining us for this ridiculous memeing of life episode where we took poor Mark Zuckerberg he was trying something. I mean, we got to give him that, right? He was
Yeah.
I mean, I've never tried going this ridiculous on trying to look patriotic, look
God,
cool.
that looks so good. I love that so much.
So here we have see, it's what's funny is that like the ones with that just look
Oh my gosh. Hashi, you turned out oh my gosh, those are so good.
meme factory over here, everyone. So we've got whatever number of low quality memes and one. You let me know when you're ready for me to flash back over, Seth.
Well, as soon as I'm ready.
This is exciting. But man, this was a lot of fun, everyone. Don't do dolphin pods, kids.
Don't do dolphin pods. Don't do dolphin pods. Hey,
Dad jokes.
I think I'm gonna do it. Hey, Zuckerberg.
I'm so excited, Seth.
All right, bud. I think I'm good.
All right.
There we have it.
Yes.
This is the crossing of the Delaware. The crossing of the Zuckerberg.
Wow.
Thank you everybody for tuning in to VFX and Chill. You know what? I'm just gonna adjust this real quick.
Oh wait, what are you doing? What are you doing?
VFX.
Mercs. I love that our country is named after someone misreading the signature as of the cartographer as the name of our land. Oh, that's America, and will always be known as that.
And almost. Someone just entered my office.
This is an excellent episode.
VFX in America.
Oh, hold on. Here we go.
Oh man, wait, that gets the heat blur on it. When it was back there, it did for a sec. Oh my gosh, look at that.
Here, yeah.
Everyone, look at this Lovecraft County-an.
Lovecraft
beautiful.
County, definitely. Thank you all for tuning in to VFX in America. Please be sure to like and subscribe and do all the things you're supposed to do. And yeah, Hashi, you already said all these things, I think.
Absolutely, yeah. But anyway, in other news, I will be out in the next 2 weeks because we got weeks worth of work done this week. So the show will be in Seth's very capable hands, as well as a couple of guest hosts, which shall be, I don't know if we're announcing them yet, but
nah, it'll be surprised. We have some fun guests for next week and the week after.
Excellent. Well, we love you all. Thank you so much for joining us for this exciting episode of VFX and Chill, VFX in America. It was wonderful. We'll see you all next week. Thank you, Michael.
Bye,
Thank you,
guys.
Seth. Bye. Cheers. Wait, where are you? Wait. I got it. Got in with it. Yeah. Love it. We did it, everybody. Take care.